In a previous video, I shared with you my new book called Stop Walking in Circles, subtitled Getting Out of the Wilderness of the Status Quo. Now, in chapter 9 in this book, I talk about this idea of the wilderness of the status quo, and I begin the chapter by sharing with you a quote that I recently found from the Apple Corporation. Listen to this. "Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, you can disagree with them, you can glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who really do." Again, that's from the Apple Corporation. I make a point in this chapter of the book that one of the most dangerous places you could ever be is to find yourself in the wilderness of the status quo. You're kind of going along doing what everybody else is doing. You may even think you're making some progress and you're moving in the right direction, but at the end of the month or the end of the year, you find that you have more often than not simply been walking in circles. I want to encourage you to consider this idea of whether or not you might be in the wilderness of the status quo, and worse, you may be walking in circles. You've heard the quote that success breeds success. Well, I disagree with that. More often than not, success breeds complacency. We find ourselves having some success, and instead of kind of pushing the boundaries that Apple talks about, we accept those successes and then just kind of start doing the same things over and over again. That's being stuck in the wilderness of the status quo. This book, Stop Walking in Circles, is going to help you get out of that by helping you develop a Outperformers Action Plan. So let me encourage you to pick up a copy of Stop Walking in Circles and see if you can't get out of the wilderness of the status quo.